What I'd like to do before I get onto the content and navigation is set up my home page as uh, the actual home page of the site. Looks like we're looking at a sample page. I'm just going to edit this. Actually, going to trash this, and I'll create a new one. Call it home, and we'll choose the home template, and I'll publish it. Then what I'll do is under the settings and reading, I'm going to set the home page or the front page to home, and I'll set the post page to blog. Now let's visit the site, and you can see here we're at the root of our URL, and we're looking at the home page. So to get started, we'll need to switch to our editor and open up our functions.php file. And just beneath our hook here, create nav menu. And then actually, I think we have more than one. There's also a footer menu. So we'll need to create nav menus, plural. And we'll use the function register underscore nav menus. And you can see it takes in an array. I'll just close this out. And beneath that, I'll put the name. We'll call this one main menu. And we need to give it a description. The main navigation in the header. And then I'll put a comma and delete that comma on the second line and change this to footer menu. The main navigation in the footer. So I'll save that. And in WordPress, I should be able to create a menu. Under Appearance, I can click on Menus now. Before, without this function, that was gone. Let me show you really quick. If I save that and go back, let's just refresh. There's no menus here. So that's what this function does. It allows you to create your WordPress menu. Click Menus, and we'll create a new one. And the name we'll give it is Main Menu. And we'll include all of our pages. And what's the order here? Home, About, Portfolio, Blog, and then Content. Contact. Portfolio, Blog, Contact. And the location is the location of the menu in your theme. And our theme location is going to be in the header. And I'll save that. And while we're here, we can go ahead and create the footer as well. Footer menu. Just like that. And then we'll select the location here in the footer and then save it. And now we can move on to our header.php file and actually create the menu. So one thing I need to take note of is that there seems to be, let's inspect this, an active state for our links in the navigation. We'll want to make sure that when we create the nav, we don't lose that. So it looks like our list item, our li tag, needs to have the class of current. So we'll be sure when we're building our main nav to include that. I don't believe there is a hover class. Let's try it on the link. So let's go ahead and create the navigation menu so that when we click these, we actually get our pages. I'll open up the header.php file and take a look at my HTML for my navigation menu. Looks like I have a nav tag wrapped around an unordered list with the class of lava lamp with image and an ID of lava menu in each of the items beneath it or within it. And of course, the current page should have the current class applied to the list item. So I'm going to hit return. Actually, I'll hide that stuff for now. And I'll open up a PHP tag. And within that, I'm going to create the nav menu. And to do that, I'll need the WP nav menu function. You can see here it takes in an array of arguments, and each of those arguments include details about your navigation menu, such as your class and your ID. Now, I don't have all of this stuff memorized. I could always go to codex.wordpress.org and search for WP nav menu and find out about all of the details of these arguments. Instead of that, I'm going to use pnav menu and I'm going to select the template, and you can see it includes the same function. However, it has all of the arguments that you could pass through. Now, we don't need to use all of these for our menu, but we do need to use a few. The first one here, theme location, is actually the theme location that we set up in our functions.php file. So I'll call this the main menu. The menu argument we don't need for now. And our container is actually a nav, not a div. So I can change that to nav. The container class we'll leave as default, so we can remove that. Container ID as well. Our menu class is actually the unordered list here, and we need ours to have lava lamp with image. So I'll cut that out and I'll replace this. Our menu ID needs to be lava underscore menu. So I'll cut that out, paste it in here. What else? Echo true we'll leave. Fallback we'll leave as default as well. In fact, everything beneath menu ID I believe we can delete. So let's just try that. And we'll save it. And let's just give this page a refresh. Looks like I have an error here. Unexpected curly bracket, expecting this. Line 42. If you don't have your debug turned on, I'll show you really quickly how to do that. You should always develop your themes in debug mode so you can catch any errors right away. You open up your WP config file and you scroll down here to the bottom, and what you should see is false. If you don't have it edited, you should change that to true. Save it and close it. Now it said we had unexpected curly bracket, line 42, and it looks like this here. So I'll just remove that, and looks like my array is set up properly. Let's go back and give it a refresh, and it looks like my old menu is now broken and my new one is in the wrong location. So let's cut out our PHP block and we're going to replace our HTML. Give that a save. Another refresh, and if we click on the About, we go to the About page, Portfolio, Blog, and so on.